that doesn't usually happen. But it was just amazing to me that that happened twice in less than 4 days apart. But there was a new couple down there that had never done that before. And she was really, got a lot out of that when she was writing her thing. I just thought I'd ask.
I thought it was kind of interesting that the one guy, the husband that recently got married, the couple just recently got married, he really took his time to write down several things.
Yeah.
And his wife was kind of looking, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we told her you're not supposed to look at that his stuff, not, you know, look to see what he did. So hard. Yeah.
I wrote the same thing at the Freedom. We did that basically. He wrote and put it in the basket and they threw away. And there's a particular person that just said some things.
Sure.
And I've been praying, I've been trying to, you know, I just still feel a little bit of that.
It's still there. Keep going on. I mean, you can do that balloon thing, or you can do, some people write it on a piece of paper and flush it down the toilet. Some people write it on paper and tear it up, burn it up. You know, there's all kinds of things. Keep doing it. God knows that's still very tender to you, Dave. Just keep doing it. And one of these days, when he feels it's time, he will completely release it. But don't give up on it, because he will. He'll take it. But that same couple that you're talking about, they have stepped up to the plate so we can have the few weeks off that we take from here at Christmas. They want to keep the classes going down there at the Dream Center. And they said, can we please teach it here the 5 or 6 weeks that you won't be here? And we said, well, I guess so. You've been through 1.5 times, I think, because I don't think they came in for the beginning of the first one.
Yeah, at least that.
They said, absolutely. So we're going to let them do it a different way. They're going to just do the questions at the end of each chapter, and we'll print them off and give them to them. But it's amazing what God is doing down there at the Dream Center. We were going to stop teaching the classes through the summer, and we had, I think, almost 22 that came to the premarital.
Hey, this is AC Green. You're listening to Christian Living Radio.
Much more than just Christian radio. It's a lifestyle.
Right, still, we were going to stop the class for the summer because the church asked us to take it off from here, so we were going to take it off from the Dream Center. He said, I really wish you wouldn't. If the people at the Dream Center really need to hear the Word of God, they also need to hear about relationships and their relationship with their spouse or with another partner. He said, let somebody in the class teach it or something. Please do not stop that going. You've got over 20 in the class, and our class is not mandatory. Some of the other classes, like I believe there's a name marriage class that's taught down there. I think they still use that as a name marriage class. They might have changed the title. But that's mandatory. They have to go and they get credit. Ours is not. So anyone that comes into our class is purely voluntarily that they want to come to the class. So he said, I am just amazed you have that many people that are here in the class. And so we didn't. We talked to our leadership people, and we had several of our Tibor even taught a couple other classes down there. And Karen assisted Angie in teaching, and Michelle Mills did a bunch, and I think we might have had Jeff and Patty, I don't know, but anyway, we had some of our leadership couples step up to the plate to teach the whole thing, and we ended up teaching the Beyond Divorce class, because that was the 10-week period, which is about how many weeks we had off. But it was such a blessing to us that we were able to not have that teaching. We didn't teach here, and all we had to do was just do counseling and then get our blended believers event going and stuff, because we do 4 big events a year for this ministry. But we're just so blessed to have you great leaders help us, and we're so thankful what God is doing down there at the Dream Center with the people that really need the help. I don't know how much you know about the Dream Center, but it's people that were addicted to drugs. It's even people that were tied up in sex trafficking. It could be people that were alcoholics. It could be just somebody that had been abused in some way, but they take singles down there, single guys, single gals, and they help them. They give them a home, they give them food, they give them clothes, they help train them in something so they won't make the same mistake again. They help them get ready to go out and face life.
They also that night, when he graduated from chaplain class, there was a couple of ladies that were there, and Pastor Sharon and I stopped and to talk to them to hear their story, and they were just so blessed to even be involved. And they had, they were very happy to be their help.
Yeah.
It was nice to hear their stories.
They have really a lot of hurt down there, and the Dream Center is just helping so much.
Yeah.
Jane?
They were awake, and I think, well, last time I knew it was called Hope Way, although they this is a lot of fun. And they took, like, single moms or women who were young and pregnant, who had been, like, kicked out of their house, and who didn't have any family support. And then weren't they also doing a fostered out
Yes.
program?
Foster
Just
aged out.
where they're people in the foster system to turn 18, they're just kind of,
Down in the street.
they like get their stuff in a bag and like, okay, bye. That's why so many kids who foster up or who age out, out of the foster system end up in prison because they have no guidance, they have no family, they know what to turn to, and a lot of the Dream Center takes on those cases as well.
It's just amazing what they do down there. It's wonderful. And they give tours twice, once a week, usually on Tuesday afternoon. Anybody that wants to go down there can see what the center's all.
Get to on Fridays.
Well, I know they do it once a month. Do they do it every Saturday, Sheila? They do it every Saturday as well? The first Saturday of every month, yeah. That's what I thought, because Daniel does that. Yeah.
I think it's Tuesday mornings.
It's Tuesday, but they serve lunch too. So maybe it is Tuesday at 11. So anyway, it's wonderful, yeah.
I just want to say, although the Beyond Divorce class is not mandatory down there, they still come with their sheets for signatures because the class is recognized.
Yeah, it's not mandatory, but yeah, we can, they do for the blended family too. We sign it and they still get credit if they want it, yeah. But anyway,
I remembered what I forgot.
okay, well, good, we help.
Just, like on the way here, I had a thought about some things. One of those things, it really doesn't have anything to do with responding and reacting exactly, but it was just a thought I had on the way here. God is for us, right? And I was kind of processing through some of that, and I realized for and against are very active words. And there's a big difference between being for somebody or just not against them, and vice versa. So if I'm for you, I'm actively doing some stuff to try to help you. If I'm not against you, I'm not doing anything. I'm just not trying to get in your way. If I'm doing anything, I'm just trying to stay out of your way. That's it. But if I'm for you, I'm like trying to help, lift you up. And then vice versa. If the not for and the against are, the same kind of deal. If I'm against you, I'm actively trying to get in your way. Which, if I'm just not for you, you're on your own. I'm not in your way. I'm not trying to hurt you or anything. I'm just not doing anything. So, anyway.
Whatever.
Yeah,
talk to the hand.
Yeah, these are like, okay, whatever, But God is for us, right? So He's actively trying to help us and bless us. And that really was kind of the thought I had coming in here this morning was God is for us, and He's always there. He's never going to leave us, never going to forsake us. But, if we're prideful, He resists the proud. So I guess I could tie it in that way. He gives grace to the humble, but He resists the proud. So he's going to get in your way. He's going to put blocks and stones and thorns and thistles in your way if you're prideful. But if you're humble, he will be for you.
Spouses should do everything to help them,
Well,
help one another.
right.
And if they're not,
Well, and that's something we see in marriage counseling all the time, is there's a lot of spouses that are just not against or not for, really.
do anything.
They're just there,
Yeah.
right? So they're not really being
You're listening to
active
Christian
in
Radio.
building anything. They're not
Doctors.
actively trying to tear it down. They're just not building it up.
Class.
They're like checked out.
Let's rejoin.
Right.
Just don't exist.
Actually, they're self-absorbed.
That too. It's these are more selfish things. It's not about you. It's about me.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you do what you want. I'll do what I want. But especially spouses, if we're for each other, both parties are doing what they can do to benefit the whole, the marriage, right? But obviously as Christians, neither one of us should be against the marriage. But we get selfish and we do stuff which ultimately is against the marriage. But we're supposed to be for one another, not against one another. And that was just one of those things I had in my head this morning, is the fact that one is active and the other pair is just passive.
I think that's really, really good, though, and really helpful, too, because a lot of people just don't want to get their hands dirty when it comes to a lot of different things, and it's shocking to me how many people think that when it comes to a problem, it'll just kind of resolve on its own, which, sure, that does happen occasionally, but that's the rarity. More oftentimes than not, even if a problem looks like it's being solved on its own, because there are people around that are fixing the problem, you just can't see them, kind of a thing. So no matter what, when there are problems in any relationship or anything in the world, they're not going to get fixed.
Yeah. If there's a situation, especially in a marriage, there needs to be some sort of proactive thing happening. Communication, talk about it. I know one of our deals in the past was I would do just about anything to avoid a conflict, right? So even though there was a situation, an issue that I didn't like, I wouldn't say anything just because it was easier for me just not to bring it up.
Right.
And it kind of not be against it.
That's like having cancer, and then it's not spreading, but it's not going away either.
Right. Yeah. It's the elephant in the room. It just keeps growing, and then pretty soon you can't avoid it.
Right. Which is what happened with us.
Yeah. So I avoided stuff for 23 years, and then wow,
Only
it's a lot of avoiding.
That's a lot of patience. Patience.
Well, I used to pride myself on being patient, but even I had a limit. So
I just feel led to say something about against, because God is not a policeman. He's not hitting us on the fingers because we do something wrong.
he doesn't have a fly
Thank you
swatter.
all for joining the Blended Families Ministry program today. This ministry was created to help blended families learn how to use biblical tools that will help you thrive. We have Drs. Larry and Carol Snapp, and we invite you to listen to our weekly shows here on ChristianLivingRadio.com and to visit our website, blendedfamiliesministry.org, to learn more about the ministry and all that we do. Thank you, and God bless.
So that's why he's against the proud, and that's why take every thought captive, because we cannot be wishy-washy either in our relationships. We have to take our thoughts captive. Otherwise, God will come against the proud. But it's like saying the doctor comes against the wound or comes against the infection. It's a good against, because pride is not healthy.
Right. But and we are transformed by the renewing of our mind. So again, that goes in with being able to respond versus react to stuff, because we're in the process of being transformed to be more like Christ. And you can't really do that